Well, hello there, and in this video we'll be doing a new challenge, and this challenge is to identify which country this Google car is from. We'll be looking at the distinctive ones, the colours of Google cars, ones with antennas, and ghost Google cars. Feel free to check out Cookie, he's made these quick maps, and I'll share links in the description if you want to attempt these before I start playing. But yeah, if you enjoy this video, feel free to drop a like, and also comment if you would like for me to do another video for bollards or maybe poles. So we're doing the distinctive Google cars first, let's see how we do. Okay, so this Google car, we have these rubber on the actual racks, and this means it can only be one country with this white car at the front, which is Dominican Republic. And by the looks of it, I think this is the capital because you don't have any paint on the bottom. I don't know how accurate that meta is, but whenever I've used it, it's worked. So yeah, let's flunk it. Okay, I mean, it was near to the capital, so it wasn't Santiago de los Caballeros, which will have a lot more painting on the bottom of the poles. But yeah, that's a good start. Let's move on. Okay, this is the other one with the rubber on the racks, but more importantly, we've got this tent to the front, and when you have tent gear, it could only be Mongolia pretty much. And I'm sorry, Cookie, but I am not that good with Mongolia, so I don't know exactly where this is. You probably do. But I'm just going to guess somewhere along here. Oh, okay, it's much further west. But yeah, that is the Mongolia Google car. Let's move on. Okay, lagging a bit. Okay, so this wasn't in the video, but this is like the Nigeria Google car visible. So normally Nigeria's Google car is completely blurred out. Just like you just stick a blur, but when it is visible, you will see the racks, and you'll also see this black and yellow stripes on the actual rail. So yep, let's make the guess. And I'm usually thinking it's either Ibadan or Abuja, so I'm gonna go Abuja this time round, and it was. Nice one. Fourth round, okay. Let's check the racks. Okay, so we've got this white Google car, we've got French, and also we've got this black tape on the back. When you have black tape on the back with this white car, it could only be Reunion Island. Whereabouts in Reunion Island, I don't know, Jeff. Not really familiar with this place. It's mostly a very remote part of it. It says forest. Does it say forest? There was something that said forest, didn't it? Official National Forest. There's one there, and there's one there, and there's one there. I'll go here, why not? And it was. Let's go. It was one of those. But yeah, that was the Reunion Island car. And the fifth round. Interesting. I'm not actually familiar with this Google car. But let's have a look. Could this be Sri Lanka? Okay, I'm lagging a bit. But I've never seen this Google car before. There's no hole poles, dots working to the top. There kind of is actually. Oh. Language? The other one I'm thinking is Philippines. I'll go Sri Lanka. Because the poles don't look right for Philippines. Let's see if it's right. It was Philippines. Okay, so nice spot, Cookie. It's good to know, because there's always going to be rare Google cards. I did not know that one. I was actually quite surprised actually, because you don't really usually associate this pole with the Philippines, but that just tells you to be aware that there are going to be anomalies, so not everything's going to be 100% accurate. So always give room for benefit of doubt. But yeah, I was I didn't know that one, so maybe this front is unique to that island potentially. Yeah, that's good to know. So we'll take that. Not bad. First four were pretty straightforward for me, but fifth one was brand new. But I was very surprised on that poll. And of course, Cookie's going to do well because he's done the map. So let's move to the second map, which is strong colours. Also, if you want to check out my video where I go through all the different tips, it is in the description below, or you can just find it on my YouTube if I haven't put it there yet. We're good to go for this one and see how we do. Okay, we got a black ghoul car, and if you remember the video, when you have yellow lines in the middle with white dashes, with a black ghoul car, it can only be Argentina or Uruguay. You can also get a black car in Peru, but they won't have this yellow line with white dashes next to it. These poles feel more Argentinian, and as you can tell, it merges into two double yellows, and because there aren't any white dashes in between those double yellows, it can only be Argentina. And based on the environment, I think it's a bit more southern, probably not too far south, so I reckon it's somewhere along here maybe. That's my hunch. Okay, a bit further north, but it will do. Interesting. Where could this be? We're driving on the left, so maybe this is a Bhutan. I'm a bit confused here. What else do I have left? Japan? It's not Japan. I'm actually quite confused, so that adds up with Bhutan. What is this? Cookie, I have no idea what this is. What else do I have left? Asia wise. I want to think of Bhutan here. It's all that makes sense to me. I guess we're going to find out. I might be wrong here. But I'm not familiar with this. Okay, it was Bhutan. Good. Yeah, by the way, you do get like a silverish car in Bhutan. That one did look a bit odd. But by the environment, super hilly. Driving left as well. That's another important factor to other Asian countries. Also, when you see these are quite common in Bhutan. And I can't think of any other Asian country that has it all the time. Let's go to the next round. Okay, so this is the GoPro South Korea car. I don't know if it's specific to a certain region, but we've got these black and yellow diagonal strips as well on the poles, which is unique to South Korea. It doesn't go to the bottom, so it can't be Taiwan. And yeah, green signs. There is probably language. Yeah, we've also got circles on this sign. So in South Korea, pretty green. So I presume we're probably somewhere towards the middle. Yep, nice. Yep, like I said before, Cookie did make these maps. He's going to know where they are. Okay, so when you get a black sticker on the car, you should be in New Zealand. Normally when you get this, you're in the North Island, but it's not always the case. These are also New Zealand bollards because the red reflectors all the way through. Similar to Poland's, but they tend to be a lot thinner than Poland's and taller. A very hilly region. It could be a strange South Island. But I feel with these hills, it's either going to be near Wellington or down here. I'll go near Wellington, but you can get South Island ones as well. Okay, it wasn't Wellington Hills. It was near more Kalweka Forest Park. Fair enough, Jeff. Fair enough. But useful, mate, that blue sticker on the white car. It's very common for New Zealand. This round's interesting. We've got a white Google car. We've got this vegetation. Very tricky. I'm thinking Asia here. And if it's Asia, it could be Philippines again. Other options are Indonesia or Malaysia. I think it's less likely to be Indo or Malaysia. I'm feeling more Philippines here. Not sure where. It could be an unusual Bolivia. That's always a shout. But I don't want to risk that. I'm going to go Philippines, see if it is correct. It was Bolivia. Oh, I can't believe that. I wish they were next to each other, you know. I wish they were next to each other. I had a feeling. I was just felt, I don't know, like, you don't usually get locations in Bolivia, like, off-road like that. But it did look more tropical than normal for the Philippines. Oh, that's funny. But that's all part of it. Sometimes these accidents do happen. But we'll take it and we move on to some ghost cars. So these are the ones that will show colour, but they're a bit blurred out. So let's see how we do on this one. Okay, so we've got a Google car with an antenna. We've got a black Google car. And we've got, this is giving me tropical Americas vibes. There's no other sign of signs, but generally you have a black Google car with antenna like this, which is blurred. It will be Colombia. Okay, I thought it was taking shit then. But yeah, so it should be Colombia. It adds up with Colombia. You can very rarely get it in Brazil. But I presume this is quite out the way in Colombia. So I'm going to go down here. Okay, it was Colombia. So good thing to take to note. Stubby antenna, black car. 99% of the time should be Colombia. Because Ecuador don't have a black car and Brazil very rarely does and Mexico doesn't. So yeah. Okay, second round we've got a red ghost car with a long antenna, which means it could either be Ukraine or Belgium. In Europe, be aware that Belgium will normally not have that. And based on the environment and the terrain on these signs and these bollards, it is more Ukrainian. We've also got a Russian stroke Ukrainian stroke Lithuanian pedestrian crossing sign there. Feel free to check my video out on my channel. I'll go through all the pedestrian signs. And yeah, this is definitely Ukraine, and I'm just going to go near Kiev. So let's see if it is near Kiev. Not quite, but it was Ukraine. So that's another good thing to know. Okay, so this one, we've got a Gen 4 ghost car, white and blue. So it's Generation 4. So if you remember in the video, I say when you have Generation 4, you tend to get more blue cars. And from this, we've got a yellow strip. The face of the ghost car is at the front, so we're driving on the right. I think that's the front of the car, actually. Never mind. I think we're driving right. We've got these bollards, and when you have black on the bottom and this cylinder shape with white on the top, they're Mexican bollards. And I'm pretty sure this is just going to be somewhere around here. Oh, a bit further south, but it was Mexico. On to the next round. And is it going to load? Or do I have to reset my Wi-Fi? Let me just reset my Wi-Fi. Let's try again. Are we back in the game? And we are. Okay, so in this one we've got a black ghost car with a long antenna, which is quite common for Israel. And as we can tell, we've got yellow plates, which indicates it, but I think that's white. So we could be on West Bank, maybe. So I reckon we're on the border of West Bank and Israel. It could just be Israel, but when you get white Google cars or maybe green text, which could indicate Palestine, I think we are in the West Bank. Let's find out. And we were in West Bank, so that's pretty good to know. So yeah, yellow plates, antenna Google car, either Israel or West Bank. And when you see white plates, it's probably West Bank. So we'll take that. Okay, final round. We've got a ghost car again, but this was quite a generic ghost car. Got a notable stubby antenna, but we do have Ecuador bollards, which are these white sticks with a bit of red reflectors. You don't really get any of these bollards elsewhere in South America. So that's a very good clue. There's a better view of one. They do vary a lot in lights, like in the patterns and the size of them. So yeah, Ecuador for sure. I think this is going to be more towards middle. I don't know. I think more here actually. It could be a bit further south. And it was a bit further south, but not too bad. And yeah, no stinky around that time. But yeah, the last first two were tough. Cookie really did get me with those. And now we're on our final attempt. And this is more focusing towards antenna or no antenna. So let's see how this one goes and see if we can do well. Okay, we've got a stubby antenna. When you have a stubby antenna, you are in mostly the Americas and sometimes Cambodia. However, there's no three coils over it, so I don't think it is Cambodia. I think this is a black Google card because I see a hint of black on the left and right. So I think we should be in Colombia, but it could be a very dry Brazil because it is. You can get it in Brazil, but it's pretty rare. So I'm going to go North Colombia here. I'm probably going to go further up because it is quite remote. Bit of hills, so I presume we're not far there towards the west. Kind of adds up. Let's see if we're right. Oh, crikey. Is that actually in Venezuela? Bloody cookie, man. Why are you doing that to me? Why are you doing that to me? I'm counting that. But yeah, that region of Colombia is quite unique because it's so dry. Like, you don't really get that environment elsewhere. It's mostly around this part of Colombia. Most of this is more the tropical rainforest. This bit can be quite dry, but most of the time it's up here. That's pretty good. I can't believe he put one in Venezuela. That's pretty funny. Okay, so this round, we do not have an antenna. But be aware, just because we don't have an antenna doesn't mean it has to be Serbia or North Macedonia. But with this greenish environment, it does feel European. Guardrails kind of add up. Which one does it add up more with? It's Serbia, North Macedonia. I'm feeling more North Macedonia here. Probably where it's a bit more flat. Which I think is around this region or here. Let's see if it's right. If it's Serbia, then well paid. Okay, it was North Macedonia, so pretty good. So when you have no antenna in Europe, and you can see both sides to confirm you don't, there is a good chance that you could be in North Macedonia or Serbia. Moving on. Round 3, we've got a black ghost car with a long antenna. It is definitely giving Eurasian vibes. We've got these bollards which look like they are Ukraine or Russia, and it can't be Ukraine. It feels way too hilly and dry, so I presume this is Russia. Black Google cart indicates not too far east, because generally you have a white ghost cart, you're more further east. But I presume we're somewhere either here or over there. But I want to go near Georgia and just give it a go. I'm not very good with Russia, but I think it's either here or around here. And it was the other place. Of course it was. Of course it was. I love this game sometimes. And round 4. Okay, so we've got this ghost car, but we have this white tip on the top. I do sometimes see this in Spain. I had one round where I had a very similar antenna in Spain. But based on the yellow plate on the back, this is Gibraltar. So when you have this and you have the yellow plates, you are in Gibraltar. Because it's the only yellow plates on the back that is outside of the British Isles, pretty much. Yeah, of completely yellow. There may be other ones like Netherlands, but they have it on the front as well. So let's go Gibraltar, which is not there. Gibraltar's here, and I think this might be towards the border. Yeah, I'm just gonna go here. And a 5k, let's go. Casual 5k, it's not too difficult to 5k in Gibraltar. Okay, so final round, we've got a side antenna. Okay, do we see a bit of a rack? That's the question. No. This is a tricky one. I'm pretty sure this is North Mariana. I might be wrong, but I swear like the Puerto Rico one has the antenna much further out. It doesn't look like it on this image. If I get this wrong, I swear to God. It's probably a bit further up. Please don't be Puerto Rico. Okay, good. Thank God for that. So, yep. So, with those antennas to the side, it could be 3 countries pretty much. You've got Puerto Rico, which is more towards Dominican Republic we had previously. And then you have, we've guessed now, North Mariana Islands. And also, you've got Guam. But with Guam, you may see a bit of the rack unblurred from the Google car. That's a good way to separate the two. And yeah, just to rush around, that messed me over. But I'm looking forward to seeing how you guys do and whether this video was useful. Thanks for watching anyways, and hope you have all a great day, and yeah. Yeah, of course, man.